I think the last time I checked, the exchange rate is around 1,000 naira to $1. What this means is that for you to do any transaction in dollars now, for you to pay for something in dollars, you have to acquire more naira. Hello everyone and welcome back to Ekman TV. In today's video, we are going to be talking about the growing exchange rate between the naira and the dollar, and we are going to be talking about how it can affect your application to come study here in Australia. And I'm also going to be giving you tips on how to mitigate the effects of this growing exchange rate on your application to come study in Australia. So if that is something you are interested in listening to, sit back and enjoy. Welcome back to the video, guys. So currently the Nigerian naira is losing value at a very significant rate, and I think the last time I checked, the exchange rate is around 1,000 naira to $1. What this means is that for you to do any transaction in dollars now, for you to pay for something in dollars, you have to acquire more naira. Now the sad news here is that if you have your money in naira, it's actually depreciating. The value of that particular currency is depreciating, or that particular naira, the particular money you have, is depreciating. Now, for example, you go to a shop, you want to buy something and it's sold at 10 naira today. When you go back, they tell you, oh, this thing is now being sold at 20 naira. Now, that particular commodity has doubled in value, which means that 10 naira you had, you have to add 100% of what you had before to be able to purchase that same commodity. Now, what it means is that your money is losing value. And it also affects you if you want to pay for something abroad. Let's say you have an application fee and it goes for $100. If before you had to pay maybe, let's say, X and X naira, now you have to pay X and X naira times whatever the exchange rate is. So the increasing exchange rate is making it more difficult for us to, for people in Nigeria to transact or to purchase things or pay for services abroad, because of course you have to acquire more naira for you to be able to do that. So it's a very sad event and it's very unfortunate, but in this video I'm just going to be giving you tips on how you can try to navigate this difficult process and continue with maybe making applications if that's what you've been doing, or maybe paying for services abroad if that's what you are into. One of the first tips I want to give is that it is very important for you to try saving your money in dollars. Now, what this means is that if you have a significant amount of money in naira that you are not using, instead of keeping that money in banks, I actually think it's better for you to save that money in dollars, because if the naira keeps losing value, that money you have, it also keeps losing value, because what 10 naira can buy yesterday, it can't buy today. What 100 naira can buy yesterday, it can't buy today. But if you save your money in USD, you are actually not making any profit, but you are trying to maintain the value of that money. So let's say you saved your money in USD yesterday, and then the money increased. When you withdraw it today in naira, it increased in value. It increased, the amount of the money increased. The value of the money didn't increase because of the economy of the country, because what that money will buy yesterday is still what it can buy today. So what you just did was that you conserved the value of the money. So if you left that money in naira, the value of the money will be gone, because you won't be able to use it to buy what you were able to buy yesterday. So that is why I think it's very important for you to save your money in dollar. You can save it in USD or AUD or CAD or NZD, any dollar at all. Not any dollar at all. I don't want to mention some dollars but that you shouldn't save your money in, but I think you should know the dollars already. But any strong, reliable dollar, you should save your money in dollars too. Now the other side to this is that if the economy starts doing well, the Nigerian economy starts doing well all of a sudden, if you had to buy the dollar at the current rate, then you will lose some money. That is what it means. But from my experience, I think it's still the best option for you to save your money in dollars, because most times, I don't want to go too much into the details of the economy, but my advice is just save your money in dollars if you can. Now, the second advice I have is you have to use your friends abroad. Now, almost everyone, every family has someone who is abroad. Almost every family in Nigeria has someone who is abroad, either in the UK or the US or Canada or here. So, due to what's going on, this is the time you have to use those friends, because there is the official exchange Naira to dollar exchange rate, and there is the black market Naira to dollar exchange rate. Now, the official exchange rate will benefit you in Nigeria if you are trying to pay for a service abroad, but the black market exchange rate will benefit you when you are trying to receive money from someone abroad. Because most times the official exchange rate is lower than the black market exchange rate. So if you have to pay for a service abroad, you have to use the official exchange rate. Now, due to the way the banks are doing it now, it's kind of a little difficult for you to pay for some things using the official exchange rate. But if you have a friend who is reliable, who you trust, I think that friend should be able to cut you some slack and then help you out. I'm not forcing anyone to do anything, but if you have a good relationship with your friend, I don't see it as a big deal. He just uses the official exchange rate and he helps you out, because that's what it should be. So it is time for you to also use your friends abroad, people who can help you pay for these stuffs, and then you pay them using the official exchange rate. In that case, you save some money too. Who knows, if you have to pay for something that is running into thousands of dollars, I'm telling you, you are going to be saving so much money. So I think it's actually very good advice. And then the third option I want to mention is that if you are in the phase where you are applying for different schools, a whole lot of schools in the US, you're looking for scholarships, I'll try to tone down on going to schools that have application fees. Yes, because now these schools that have application fees, of course the application fees won't be in our local currency, it's going to be in their own currency. Now you have to source for more of our local currency to pay for what they are talking about. Most times the money is not that high, but because of the problem with our currency right now, it's going to be more difficult for you to acquire what you need and pay. But if you can't do it, of course go ahead and do it. But if you can't, then I think you should be looking out for schools where you just don't need application fees. There are lots of schools like that, and I've talked about them in my past videos. So I think if you want to apply to schools that don't have application fees, probably you should look at some of the videos I've made over the months. So now another option, which is probably the last advice I'm going to be giving, is that if you have to use an agent, be it a visa agent or a traveling agent, use our local agents, use the home-based agents. It's also a way of improving the economy, and also it's going to be cheaper, because I've got some messages on my Instagram, people telling me, oh, please get me an agent in Australia, get me an agent in Canada and all that. See, those agents are going to be more expensive, because of course they're going to be charging in dollars, and then you have to source for the dollar equivalent in your local currency, and it's going to be huge. But if you use the local agents, it's even possible for you to negotiate, and then it's going to be easier for you to keep throwing out your applications without having too much problem based on what's currently happening with the Nigerian Naira. So I just think it's important for us to try to understand the economy of the country, and then I really do hope that over time, or very soon, the Nigeria will regain its value, true value, and I'm really hoping that we start producing things very soon, because when we start exporting things, that's when we are going to have our currency will have good value. So until then, we just have to find a way to survive. So that was actually the purpose of me doing this video, just to help out people who are being affected significantly by the growing exchange rate between the Naira and the dollar. So if you can take any of these advices for you to be able to keep turning out your applications, then please go for it. And thank you so much, guys, for sitting through this video. I'm really grateful, and I hope to see you next time. I don't know when next time is going to be. So till then, be safe, be cool, and most importantly, stay out of trouble. I love you. Bye.